Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since my last video, and this time I have another smorgasbord of Lego City vehicles for you guys, and everything pictured here I'll go through one at a time, all 100% custom MOCs. So first up we have this Workhorse. This is just a kind of a stake bed heavy duty truck, kind of thing you'd see driving around the train yard area. It's got two pallets in the back, and they're the standard Lego City pallets like that, so they can be used with the forklift, and they can be interchanged with pallets that are on the train. And the inspiration for this one was just kind of some of the old Ford and Peterbilt cab over engines. This one I tried to make as smooth as possible with as few studs, and use the old train windows for the front. I thought that gave it kind of an old school 80s kind of vibe, and the rectangular vertical headlights. Tried to make it look like an old truck that's been used for quite a while. It's got the wooden stake beds in the back, and the mud flaps and license plate at the rear. So this car might be a little hard to see with the white background, but the idea behind this one was kind of trying to combine a Tesla with, I would say, probably a McLaren. So it's meant to be an electric supercar. And I decided that after I made the front, and I realized like it didn't really have much of in the way of grille or intakes, and I thought it kind of looked a little bit like the Tesla Model S or the Model 3, and then I added these blacked out sides, which are kind of reminiscent of McLaren, and just kind of went from there. So yeah, this is intended to be an electric supercar. And while on the subject of supercars, this car right here is meant to be a retro 80s supercar. So went with kind of the sharp angles, kind of the wedge-like shape, the grille work on the sides and the back, kind of like the Testarossa, and the wheels, which I did with the radar dishes. It's Speed Champion tires, but I have radar dishes with a 3-stud long bar used as the axle for them, so it still rolls nice, and the wheels roll independently. And I wanted to go for that look because I thought it would look kind of unique, not using one of the standard, Speed Champions hub types, just to kind of give it that 80s retro feel. So that's where I got the idea from that. Just, I guess you could call this an inspiration from the Testarossa, the Diablo or the Countach, the Vector W8, if you guys remember that. Pretty wild car that they didn't really make very many of, so it's pretty rare. And yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to have a funky green 80s supercar. So next up is pretty self-explanatory. It's obviously a school bus, and had a lot of fun making this. It's got the door on the one side. This is modeled after most American school buses, so for you guys over in Europe, I don't know if you have school buses or not, but if you do, I bet they look pretty different. Used a lot of the train windows for the windows here. I thought that looked kind of neat, and it's got the fold-out stop sign for when children are picked up on their way to class. And you can fit, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can fit at least 7 kids in there, and I think you can see the bus driver. So yeah. So this little sports car right here, or muscle car rather, is meant to be kind of a mashup of the big three. So the Mustang, the Challenger, and the Camaro, modern day versions of those cars, of course. And kind of the idea behind it was, it's definitely Challenger inspired with the color and the striping, but I tried to mix up both the Challenger and the Camaro in the front, and tried to give it the kind of that rear little that little bit of styling. I don't know what you call it, that the Mustang is pretty famous for. And also Mustang inspired rear end with the faux, gas cap between the tail lights. And yeah, I really like the way this turned out. I tried to make it as smooth as possible. And here's my dog Bella in the video. And yeah, so just a nice little speedy muscle car to be seen around Brickdale. So speaking of muscle cars, the last car here is obviously a muscle car. And while it's an original design, I did draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of real-world muscle cars. The main inspiration that I used for this one is kind of a more rare muscle car. It's the 73 AMC Javelin. And along with the Javelin, there's obviously bits of the old Challenger, bits of the long nose 71 to 73 Ford Mustang. You got that fastback from the Mustang too. And yeah, just trying to incorporate a bunch of different muscle car stylings, shaker hood, lots of snot construction used in this to get it as smooth as possible. And I think that it kind of helps sell the idea of it being from that the late 70s, that kind of the twilight years of the muscle car, if you will. So yeah, really happy with the way this turned out. And out of all of them, I'd say that this car was definitely my favorite. So normally I'd probably show off something like this in a train video, but it's the only new train thing that I have made in the past month. So I didn't think it deserved a video all to itself, so I'm throwing it in here with the other cars and trucks. And this is a CSX diesel locomotive. I based this off of the General Electric locomotive. I believe it's the AC440, I think is what it's called. And this is kind of what my green octane one that I made, the same model that I based that one off of. So I just kind of copied that more or less, and then added a few tweaks here or there. Obviously did it in the dark blue and yellow CSX paint scheme. I got these custom stickers on eBay. They turned out pretty nice. So yeah, this is it. It is obviously not powered because it has the 3 axles. So much like the octane diesel, you have to put the power in a box car or something like that. But yeah, I was really happy with the way this turned out. I thought it looked really good in blue, and I think now this is my favorite locomotive in my Lego City. Well guys, thanks for watching this quick video. I hope you like what you see. Have a great day.